Hi everyone, and welcome back to My Dad and Liam. I'm Liam.
And I'm the dad, Arthur. We're son and father duo from London who have called the beautiful chaos of Indonesia our second home for the last 20 years.
A massive thank you to our founder, Aisha, for making all of this happen. If this is your first time joining us, we'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It really helps our small channel grow.
Just a small note before we begin. Everything we discuss here is purely our personal opinion, based on our own experiences. We sincerely apologize for any inaccuracies, mistakes, or if we accidentally say something that causes offense. That is never our intention.
Exactly. You might also notice that there's no video and no pictures of us, just a yellow and black vintage television. That's on purpose. We feel it's a more comfortable and personal way to just talk and listen, without any distractions. For our international friends, subtitles are available. Click CC to select your language. So, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get into it.
So, Dad, something interesting happened to me this morning. I was at a tiny little coffee stall, the kind with just a wooden bench and a thermos of hot water. I bought a kopi tubruk for 5,000 rupiah, and I paid for it using the exact same technology I used last week to buy a new shirt in a fancy department store.
Ah, you're talking about the little black and white square. The peculiar crossword puzzle that has seemingly conquered the nation, QRIS.
A crossword puzzle, I like that. Yes, QRIS. It's everywhere, isn't it?
It is. And I must admit, as a man who appreciates the solid, reassuring weight of a few coins in his pocket, it took me a while to get used to it. Waving your phone at a piece of laminated paper feels like some sort of strange magic trick.
I can see that, but the efficiency is undeniable. For our listeners who might not be familiar, QRIS stands for Quick Response Code Indonesian Standard. It's a unified system, which is honestly genius.
Right. A universal key for spending money you can't see, though my first attempt at using it was anything but clever.
Oh, I was hoping you'd bring that up. We were at that coffee shop in Kemang.
Don't remind me. I was feeling modern. I took out my phone, opened the camera, and proceeded to take about 5 very clear photographs of the QR code. The young barista was looking at me with a mixture of pity and confusion.
I remember. I had to lean over and whisper, "Dad, you have to open the banking app, not the camera."
And then it finally worked. It made a little ping sound, and that was it. I was genuinely bewildered. I felt like I just time traveled.
Well, look at you now, sending money with the press of a button. It's genuinely impressive. I mean, you're 63. You grew up with, shillings and paper ledgers. So seeing you zap a code with your phone is quite the transformation.
Cheeky lad.
This brings up an important point for our friends and listeners who are planning to visit Indonesia. We should be clear. Using QRIS as a tourist can be tricky.
Ah, that's a very good point. It's not as simple as just using your banking app from back home in London, is it?
Exactly. For most visitors from places like the UK, Europe, or the US, your home banking app won't work. You typically need an Indonesian e-wallet account, and topping that up without a local bank account can be a challenge in itself. However, a useful tip: if you're visiting from a neighboring ASEAN country like Malaysia, Thailand, or Singapore, your native banking app might actually work here, thanks to a cross-border agreement, so it's best to check beforehand.
Right, so for now, it's a fascinating local phenomenon to observe, but don't rely on it for your holiday spending money unless you're from one of those specific countries. But wait a minute, Liam, is it safe? What's to stop someone from sticking their own QR code sticker on top of the real one?
That's a valid concern, but the apps have security layers. The most important tip for everyone is always check the merchant's name on your phone screen before you enter your PIN or confirm the payment. The app will show you the registered name of the business. If it doesn't match, cancel the transaction immediately.
Ah, okay. See, that's a useful bit of information. So where is the most surprising place you've seen one?
I paid a local parking attendant, a juru parkir, the other day using a QRIS code he had on a lanyard around his neck.
I can top that. The donation box at the mosque had one. And a young man playing the ukulele on the street had one on a piece of cardboard. Can you imagine that in London, a busker asking you to scan his sign?
Well, to be fair, Dad, London is almost completely cashless now. Everything is contactless. You tap your card or your phone for everything.
So my joke is wrong then.
Not entirely, and this is the fascinating difference. That busker in London might have a small card reader now, but the reason QRIS works so well here is that a merchant needs no hardware, just a printed code. That's why the tiny warong can adopt it. The barrier to entry is practically zero. Many vendors here even prefer it because they don't have to worry about providing small change or uang kembalian.
I see. So their system is for the shops, while this system here, well, it's for absolutely everyone. That really is the magic of it.
It is. It's a testament to this country's adaptability.
Unless, of course, your phone runs out of battery. And that, my boy, is the glorious thing about a good old banknote. It never needs charging.
You're not wrong, Dad. That's why it's always wise to carry a little bit of cash for emergencies. It's about being prepared.
Exactly. Now, speaking of being prepared for a coffee, all this talk has made me thirsty. My treat.
Okay, are you paying with cash or?
Don't be cheeky, lad. Of course, I'll use the phone. I just need to remember to open the right app first.
And that's all the time we have for today. We hope that gave you a little taste of life in Indonesia. We're always looking for new ideas for what to talk about next.
That's right, so please leave us a comment below. What topics about Indonesia would you like to hear us discuss next? Culture, food, daily life, funny stories? Let us know.
Thanks so much for listening to My Dad and Liam. We'll talk to you next time.